like this match is over, he's about to hit him with the big slam.
Again, thanks for your support, and we'll see you at the matches right here, OneWrestling.com.
Hey, what's going on, everybody, and welcome to OneWrestling.com's Big Slam Nation. My name is Billy Ray Valentine, and I'm here with a couple of the usual suspects all the way from Bombay, New Jersey, the Professor, the glorious Professor Anthony Quintana, the King of Hoopla himself. What's going on, brother?
What's going on there, Slam Eyes? How you doing? Yes, I have a lot of hashtags for myself, and Glorious is going to be one of them. And if you haven't noticed, I have a new show on the PW Hustle Networks. It's called Laying the Smackdown with the Professor, so check that out, and you will know why I'm Mr. Glorious also.
Glorious, victorious, and of course, we got the man himself, Big Ray, OneWrestling.com, WrestleZone.com. You know what he does. What's up, Ray?
Yo, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? You know me. I'm the Mark of the Masters, the Man of the Plan. Big Ray here to say to talk some wrestling today, and also some big news. Billy Ray Valentine for the guys. I haven't been on One Wrestling for a little while now. I'm working like crazy all over, like with my personal life, and also doing stuff behind the scenes here, and also WrestleZone. And me, along with Ben Hameen and OKAYFABE, will now be covering TNA for WrestleZone.com. We'll have our own. I'll actually have my very own show. I'll be hosting my very own show for WrestleZone.com. It's going to be called The Impact Rebellion. So I just wanted to let you guys know that, man. Give us a follow over there, and show me some support, man. It's really cool. What's up, buddy?
So on that note, let's talk about a little bit of TNA before we get into some WWE, man. Let's talk about Damian Sandow, Aron Rex, if you want to call him that. Showed up at the Impact Zone. It was already known that was going to happen, but still, it was nice to see him out there. He made his TNA debut. It seems like TNA is going out of their way to get talent, pluck talent from different places. There's rumors of Ryback and Bad News Barrett going over there, too. What do you guys think, man? Professor, I want your thoughts first, and then we're going to go to Big Ray. What do you think of Damian Sandow, Aron Rex showing up at Impact Wrestling? And, what do you think the overall impact, no pun intended, is going to be of this? Like, how big do you think this is, man?
Well, Aron Rex does sound like a porno name. Number one, let's get that out of the way.
Oh, yeah.
Because, get that elephant out the room. Because we all thought about it. Let's be serious. But anyway, to be serious, when I saw him come into the Impact Zone and make his debut and do his promo, I liked it. It came from the heart. You could tell he had a lot of things to get off his chest. You saw the passion in his eyes. You saw the fire, and the passion for the business, for what he said. So, I was very invested with what he had to say. The only thing I want to take from that I kind of say is a negative, but this is just my own personal opinion, Billy Ray and Big Ray, is that TNA always has this reputation for whenever they get a former WWE person, they always look like they want to plug them into the World Heavyweight title picture, like 2 seconds after they come into the business. You know what I mean? It's like at the end of the program, what was he doing? He didn't make a stare down with Drew Galloway or Mike Bennett or Moose. Who was the first person he stared down really to show his presence felt? He looked at Bobby Lashley. It was like almost instantaneously he's the number one contender. That's just my opinion. I just don't like how they want to take a former WWE person and make them almost into the number one contender for the heavyweight title.
That makes sense to me. Ray, give me your comments, man.
Well, I think in this case it actually works, because the WWE dropped the ball so many times with Damian Sandow. In other cases, I would agree 1,000% with the Professor. How many times has TNA taken the WWE talent and made them the end-all, be-all of their entire roster when they come in? I mean, this goes all the way back to Christian Cage, Kurt Angle. Even though those two guys are justified. But every other talent that comes over, the freaking Funkasaurus when he came over, freaking who else? I mean, you could just name WWE superstar after WWE superstar that went over to TNA, and TNA decided to make them the focal point of every single major storyline. Now, with this situation, again, I'm going to reiterate the fact that I believe it does work. The reason why I think it works is because Damian Sandow should have been in the world title picture in the WWE multiple times. This guy is, and Professor, I thought that he cut one hell of a promo. I agree. It was you could tell the talent the guy has to captivate a crowd. I kind of like his new look. He's the hair's a little shorter. He's going with like a 5 o'clock shadow. You know what I'm saying? Really cool, man. I honestly think that in this case, TNA is doing the right thing by making this guy a focal point. Now, the TNA World Heavyweight title picture is thick with multiple great talents right now, and I guess we can get into that later. But Bobby Lashley is your champion, and I can see Aaron Idol or Aron Rex, right?
Aron Rex.
Yeah, Aron Rex.
Yeah, I can see Aron Rex definitely contending within the next 3 or 4 months.
It looks like he's going to contend right away, and I relate to what the professor said, man. I'm not 100% like. I mean, they wanna not rip off, but they want to imitate the WWE as much as possible, and they need to get away from that. But one thing that they should do that the WWE does, if TNA talent came over to the WWE, well, you've seen it. You're watching it now. They either start off at NXT or they get AJ Styles. AJ Styles is actually doing very well, and he's the best one to come out of TNA. He's the franchise of TNA, and he had to go over to New Japan to get some of the TNA off of him. Like if the WWE acquired talent from TNA, they would put him through the ringer before they ever put him in a world title picture. I think they should have used Damian Sandow, Aron Rex, whatever we want to call him, and put him in for the King of the Mountain title, or well, that's all Bobby Lashley right now. But in the case that it wasn't that Bobby Lashley didn't monopolize all the titles, they should have started him lower and made him work his way up to a title shot.
Yeah, but time out. But I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you. But isn't that the problem? Isn't that what we've been complaining about as smarks or fans, that Damian Sandow has put in the work and that he hasn't gotten the title shot? Like TNA is now finally giving him the shot that he's deserved the last 5 years.
I personally don't think that's the problem. I mean, I have a different outlook on Damian Sandow than most people do, than most of the IWC did. I think he's good. I didn't see what the whole
come on.
That's just me, bro. I mean, everybody has an opinion. It's my opinion. I never thought he was like a superstar. He was very entertaining. He was an entertaining guy. But I mean, did I have a heavy heart because he wasn't competing for the world title? No. But regardless of that, like, I think the gripe of the IWC was, or not just the IWC, just wrestling fans in general, was that he not only did he not get a title shot, I think that was the furthest thing, he didn't get a break, period. Right. Period. Like, he just didn't get camera time. When he did get camera time, he was getting jobbed out. They were giving him stupid gimmicks. They never took him seriously. I think that if they would have taken him seriously, then we would have seen whether or not he would have actually been able to cut it in a world title situation. And we still haven't seen that. Let's see what happens over in TNA. But I mean, as far as Impact goes, what kind of impact do you think he'll have on TNA? Do you think this is gonna, Professor? I'm gonna go to you and then we'll go to Ray. You think this is gonna like boost ratings somehow? You think this is gonna be a big deal for TNA? Is it the first acquisition of many? You know what I mean? Give me something to that along those lines.
Well, I think it's the first acquisition of many maybe disgruntled former WWE people that didn't get their just due or their shot, i.e. like Cody Rhodes, Stu Bennett, Ryback. You never know that this could be the springboard to all these other former WWE stars to get their quote-unquote shine in a different company. And that's the essence of it, Billy Ray. It's just that you need options. That's what it is. Every company is the option for somebody else. If they don't make it in WWE, you're supposed to go to TNA, or you're supposed to go to New Japan, or you're supposed to go to Lucha Underground. So now Aron Rex is in TNA. is it going to be the springboard to bigger and better things for TNA Impact Wrestling? Only time will tell. I mean, I don't want to judge on ratings itself, but, I have to see what Aron Rex as a character is going to do, how he's going to interact with other people on the Impact Wrestling roster. How is he going to, I'm used to what you was talking about with Aron Rex. Aron Rex, aka Damian Sandow. He was a stunt double. He was, the intellectual savior of the masses. He was, quote unquote, a comedy wrestler. Yeah. So if I have to remember the history, how can any IWC, YWC can I say, well, this man should be the heavyweight champion? No, he shouldn't. I'm sorry. This was what he was. Just because he made me, laugh does not mean that he's supposed to be the heavyweight champion of the world. I'm sorry, I can't do that. And then I can't take the TNA Impact Wrestling Championship even more seriously when you have a joke of a wrestler become it. So that's just me.
That's crap. I'm gonna disagree with you 1,000%. That's straight up crap, Professor. Because this guy, you watch, look at him in the ring. Okay, the reason why he was a joke was because the WWE made him a joke, just like the WWE made Roman Reigns an idiot. Okay, the WWE gave this guy a horrible script, and he starts saying stupid things like suffering succotash. That's the WWE's fault. Okay, what they did with Damian Sandow is the WWE's fault. The reason why you think he's a horrible wrestler is the WWE's fault.
I don't think the professor thought he was a horrible wrestler.
You just said it. You said
no, it. I said he was a horrible character over there. That doesn't mean I will believe him to be the heavyweight champion in another company. That actually downgrades the other company's championship. I never said that he was bad.
You just went. Hold on, we're gonna have to rewind because I swear to God, you just kind of retracted everything you just said right now.
No, I said I won't believe him as a TNA champion because of what he was in the WWE.
But that's
I don't know what kind of character he's gonna be. We cannot assume anything, right? I mean, you want to assume it.
I'm sorry.
Let's just say this. He said a lot of stuff in his debut when he talked about giving a chance to shine like EC3 and Drew Galloway. I have to see how he is. We haven't seen that. Just because one promo does not mean anything, Ray. I have to see him interact with other people one-on-one. You expected a passionate statement. Yes, I did. I expected that. But now I have to see how that character is. We haven't seen that just yet. Well, you have to let it grow.
The point I'm trying to make is that Damian Sandow took every crappy gimmick the WWE put through in his way, and he made it work. He made it entertaining, and he was pretty good in the ring throughout the entire time. I mean, everywhere from tagging with freaking Curtis Axel to being a stunt double to being the now I would have went with the whole intellectual savior of the masses. I thought that was the gimmick that would have put him over, the Lanny Poffo gimmick, but they didn't go that route. So I'm interested. I'm interested to see what TNA is going to do with him. Again, it's just WWE dropping the ball, man. It's just making people I'm sure there are a lot of fans out there right now, Billy Ray and Professor, that say, oh, this guy was a freaking like he said, a comedy wrestler. It's like if I could see TNA taking a guy like Santino Marella and making him like a like a contender. You know what I'm saying? But Santino Marella is a really freaking good wrestler. Did you ever see him when he was down in OVW, not OVW, when he was Florida Championship Wrestling, moving towards when he turned to NXT? He was good. He was very, very good. I think he played like a Russian. He was a Russian gimmick or something like that. But anyway, neither here nor there, man. I just think that TNA. I think TNA really signed a stud. I like Damian Sandow a lot.
Yeah, I mean, you got to give TNA some credit for bringing the guy in. At least they're trying to make some moves, and TNA's been on the up and up lately. But me personally, I would like them to, instead of investing in WWE talent, because they've tried this before. And I mean, and I don't mean like I endorse the investing. I just mean don't shoot the guy to the moon in your company. You got to build your own. Have your own identity. I remember when
aren't they doing that with Mike Bennett right now?
Well, yeah, this is what I mean. Right. Like Mike Bennett should be a focal point And he is to a certain extent, but I mean, I don't want Damian Sandow to come in and Christian the damn thing. That's what I mean. Christian came in and went straight to the top, just because he was Christian from WWE. And I love Christian. I'm a big Christian fan. I'm just talking about TNA and what they need to do to move forward and grow their product and establish their own identity. If they want to do this, they should do it with their own wrestlers. And that's my main thing with Damian Sandow. I remember when the British Bulldog went over to WCW, because I didn't have WCW regularly here in New York. I had a lot of WWE, and he just disappeared from my television. All of a sudden, he turned up in WCW, and he challenged Vader. He challenged for the world title and lost. He never got that world title. You know what I mean? And that's what TNA should do with these people. Either they build them up from the bottom and keep giving them something, and actually when they get there, have them lose to your guy. Make your guy look strong.
I can see that.
And that's what I fear they're not going to do. And I think that's what the professor was alluding to.
Okay.
Tell me if I'm wrong. But I think
that's generally where I'm trying to go. Like I said, I have to see where they want to go with this character. What character are they going to do? I know they want to take this character more seriously. He is going to be a main event player in TNA. That's a given right now. But let's just see where it goes.
Can I ask you a question, Professor? Do you see him, because Billy Ray apparently doesn't see him as a superstar? Do you see him as a superstar in TNA?
There is potential there. Like I said, I just want to see where it goes from there. That's all. Okay. I think he could talk on the mic. That's a given. We already know that.
Very good.
He's very charismatic. That's a given too. So he already has. He's appealing, charismatic. He has a presence. All that roll up into one. Now let's just see how he interacts with the TNA players. That's all.
Yeah. All right, man. So he's there. Let's see what happens later on to see if Ryback is coming over or Bad News Barrett, because they were mentioned along with Aron Rex when Aron Rex was cutting his promo when he was coming to the ring. They threw that out there for you just to let you know, to plant that seed in your mind that maybe some other people are coming over. So it's exciting times over at Pop TV.
Yeah, Billy Ray. What names are they going to use? Ryan Rex or Cody Rex? Stu Rex?
We can speculate on that later on, man.
No, there's going to be the big guy.
Man.
That's what he's using. You know that, right? For indie bookings.
The big guy.
Yeah.
He's using the big guy. And dude, you got Cody Rhodes out there. You have so much talent, man. Could you imagine if TNA signs Cody Rhodes and Ryback?
Cody Rhodes, man, I'd like that signing. I think Cody Rhodes is. I think Cody Rhodes is on another level than a Damian Sandow. That's just me.
Oh, absolutely. Would you put the title on him then?
That's tough.
Why is it so tough?
Because I would still want to build my own.
He's Cody Rhodes, dude. He's the son of the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, who actually had a big run in TNA.
I understand that, but at some point, TNA needs to establish their identity. This is what I mean, and I mean they have it by Lashley, and I mean Lashley is a WWE guy if you want to put it that way, but I think he's established himself as a TNA guy at this point, right? I think he is a perennial TNA guy. But
you always look at Lashley and you remember him in that match with Vince McMahon getting his head shaved with Donald Trump and all that garbage, man. That's what I look at every time I see Bobby Lashley. I think WWE, dude. I'm sorry.
Okay, so that I mean,
and Brother Nero, Broken Matt, are they now TNA people?
I still look at. I mean, it sucks. I mean, they're TNA guys, but I still fondly think of them as WWE guys
because they have their biggest moments over in the WWE,
right?
And
so I mean, that's what it is.
And even Mike Bennett, you know what I mean. But you could be like, oh, Mike Bennett's an ROH guy, Samoa Joe's an ROH guy. AJ Styles, I guess, was a TNA guy.
I think we said Billy Ray. Sorry to bother you. Interrupt. It was just like
sorry to bother you. Sorry to bother you. I didn't mean to call you.
But we could say that EC3 and Drew Galloway are now TNA guys because of what didn't happen in the WWE. So that's a great example of what you're trying to say with. Those are TNA guys because they got the platform
EC3
the chance.
EC3 definitely. I get you. Go ahead.
I'm glad you mentioned EC3 because that was the example I was going to use to debunk the fact that you didn't want to take a guy from the WWE and throw him right into the main event. EC3 when they brought him into TNA, and he was a nobody he was a freaking jobber on the WWE. But we all saw the guy had a ton of potential. They put him right in the heavyweight picture, right in the heavyweight title picture, and the guy's one of the best champions I think TNA's ever had. Period.
Not necessarily. It took a while.
They gave him a 1 year undefeated streak before he actually.
Yeah, he didn't lose a match for a year when he started there.
Yeah, but there was
but the first 9 months he beat up like 2 jobbers.
Yeah.
Dewey Cox and Case Smoley, whatever those names were.
Smyrack.
Yeah.
What was his name?
Smyrack. He was fighting them for like 9 months before he actually went after competition. Ray, let's be real there. It took a while before like EC3 even got his run. That's what it was. It took a while. Mm-hmm. June Galloway, on the other hand, that was a little bit quicker, but he didn't go after the heavyweight title. He wasn't more of the mix. I get what you're saying there.
And also, EC3 was never an established WWE guy. You know what I mean? Did he even make it onto Raw? Like, did he ever? Like, I don't even think that he was on SmackDown.
What was his name? Derek Justin Bateman. Derek Bateman.
Justine Bateman's brother, Derek Bateman.
But he had to get himself over. I think they need to do that with Damian Sandow too, with Aron Rex. This is gonna take a while for me to get I'm gonna be calling him Damian Sandow for the next year. Do
you like that name? I think that name fucking freaking blows.
Yeah, I don't like the name that much. Well, his real name is Aaron. They should just let him go with his real name, Aaron, whatever his real name is.
What's his real name? Anybody know?
Professor,
I saw the Twitter handle said Aaron Stevens. So I thought he was.
Hey, go with that. That's way better. I don't know. Yeah. Anyway,
instead of Aron Rex, but anyway, that's all. They just need to build them. Staying on TNA.
Okay.
Bobby Lashley is the equivalent of what is it, the J Crown right now, freaking dominating, wearing all these titles from TNA. He has every single title there is to have. And does he have the tag titles yet? He should just take the tag titles too at this point by himself.
He will.
I happen to think this is excellent personally. A lot of people don't like it. They say that he shouldn't have all the titles, that it's dumb, that it's stupid. I think it's awesome. I think it's the way to build a monster. I think I love what they're doing with Bobby Lashley, man. I really do. I just think they need to get him a mouthpiece because he's not a very good promo. But other than that, the guy's excellent. So I'm really happy with him having the Triple Crown at TNA right now. He just looks like the total dominator. But the only thing is, and we spoke about this on PW Hustle, the only thing is we need that person. They're building him up for a reason. Like, they're building him up for something. We need that person so he can transfer the power over or pass the baton or however you want to put it. Who is that person? It's probably EC3. I think it should be someone else. I hope it's not Damian Sandow. Go ahead, Ray, you're exploding.
I think, I'm exploding because I think there's a good possibility that they're going to make that person Moose. And the reason is because this past week, Moose hit his finisher. Mike Bennett tagged Moose in while he was in the process of hitting the finisher, and then Mike Bennett stole the pin. So I'm already seeing the babyface turn, the slow burn babyface turn of Moose. Moose is that guy. I think Moose is one of the very few guys on that roster besides Ethan Carter III who is believable when saying that he has a chance of beating Bobby Lashley. Moose even more so than EC3, I believe. And Moose has gotten so much better. I remember watching some ROH matches when Moose was there, and he would sometimes make me like kind of cringe with some of the things he would do. I thought he would hurt somebody, but nah, man, this guy's gotten a hell of a lot better. So I think the transfer of power may perhaps be going that way, and it's good, man. TNA continues to put over African American talent in that company. They always have. They've always put over African American talent. I'm not making this a political thing. It's just what I see.
Professor, give me something, man. I'm
happy that TNA kind of. It's just a great alternative, man, and they've become so much fun to watch, man. And I'm really excited to. And I'm not saying it because this is my new show or whatever, but I'm really excited to cover it because I've legit been watching it and enjoying it every single week.
Go ahead, Prof.
I disagree totally. I think the transfer of power is set up for one man and one man only. That's Tigre Uno, okay? Let's get it real. Tigre Uno is the man that is going to beat Bobby Lashley. Nah, I'm just playing.
I'm going to beat you. I'm going to beat you like Matt Hardy did when he put the boot on his hand and beat that jobber outside the ring. That was awesome. But anyway.
And just like Matt Hardy, I'm going to take a bite out of you, okay? I hope you're extra crispy. Okay? All right, but you know what? Yes, we have talked about this, Billy Ray, and I always say that is the problem. When someone is so up there and so dominating, and then you have nobody there. But the only difference between the WWE and TNA is I think there's more people to take that crown. I think EC3 is one of those people. I think Drew Galloway is one of those people. Moose, as Ray said, is one of those people. Even Mike Bennett could even get a fluky win.
Absolutely.
But the one thing I'll say that's different between Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar, in my opinion, is that whoever faces Bobby Lashley, like James Storm faced him this past Impact Wrestling, is like there is more believability that Bobby Lashley can be defeated by anybody on the TNA Impact roster. There is a devil's chance that there could be a win. You know what I mean? There's always hope. Not like on the WWE side where it's like Brock Lesnar, there's no hope at all. And that's why it's never no interest to me. But Bobby Lashley gives you interest and gives you hope. So I think, EC3 is going to be the next champion. Or Aron Rex with a little bit of time and patience. He could be a man that could take the title too, or one of the titles. He could take the King of the Mountain title. I don't know about the heavyweight title, but there's two other titles that can be taken away from Bobby Lashley. And for any of these smart marks that are complaining that Bobby Lashley has these belts, maybe there's selective memory, but Kurt Angle did this first in 2007 or 2008. He had all the belts too. So and it was great. It was great booking then. So why not now?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And let's think about Moose for a second. Only Moose is a good option, but when they walked out into the Impact Zone, nobody knew who he was.
But they were all going Moose.
They were going
Moose,
huh?
Should I?
That's the cool thing.
But Ray, you have to be honest now. The difference between Aron Rex's debut in Impact and Moose is just people who know him.
Yeah.
They knew who Damian Sandow was more than Moose, and that's because of the WWE exposure. You can tell the difference.
But back to Moose, they signed him for 1 year. 1 year. There's no guarantee that Moose is sticking around. No, I mean, really zero guarantee that WWE could just snatch him up after that 1 year, or he can go anywhere else if they're not paying him properly. So is it safe for them to invest in a guy like Moose who they only got locked down for 1 year? Is that a smart thing to do for the transfer of power, or maybe they should invest in someone that they have locked down for a certain amount of time that can represent the company and won't take off? You feel me?
It's kind of the situation like the New York Knicks. If you guys are basketball fans, the New York Knicks are, they're investing a year in Derrick Rose. Now Derrick Rose is if he's healthy, can be an MVP in the league. He's done it twice, I think, twice or three times. He's done it twice. Derrick Rose at one point was probably one of the top 5 players in the NBA. Period. Now, if Derrick Rose is injured, then Derrick Rose is good, still good for the Knicks, and that's what I think that this is the situation with Moose. Will you invest all the time and effort into Moose and make him your champion short term, not knowing if the guy's going to stay with TNA? Why not? Why not? You know what I'm saying? Why not, man? Why not give him that run? Sure, why not? And then if things don't work out, things don't work out. But what if they do? And that's the whole New York Knicks factor that I'm talking about, the whole Derrick Rose factor. Yeah, Derrick Rose may have been injured last year. Maybe he's not. Maybe he's at 85%. But what if this year he's healthy? Then the Knicks are a perennial world champion beater. I mean, they're a world champion contender. So same thing with Moose, man. Invest some time in him. Invest a good portion of time in him. Moose sells himself. I think he's a big guy that beats people up. I mean, it's easy, easy to book him. Do you want a guy that's gonna be there maybe a year to beat your world champion? That's the thing, right, Billy? That's the problem, right?
That's what gets me. I don't know if there's a clear person, because EC3 is already a star. Drew Galloway doesn't quite do it for me. They've already given him the world title. And there's Moose. Moose would be a nice alternative, but there's no guarantee that he's going to stick around. You know my pick, Davey Richards. That's always my pick.
No, put it on Grado.
Whenever you're in doubt, go to Davey Richards. That's just me.
Put it on Grado.
But regardless of that, like, I mean, I think they just need to build somebody up, you know, and maybe Moose isn't that guy. Professor, do you have any closing thoughts on this, man?
I'll just say this: make the year count. Then, you know, during that year, just make it count. If you want Moose to be the champion, do it in 4 months. You want him to lose the championship, lose it in 11 months, and then you're good.
All right, man. Let's move on. Let's talk about a little CWC, man. The Cruiserweight Classic, which was amazing. It was excellent. It was wonderful. There you go. That's what I was looking for. It was wonderful. It really was. It really was good. It was 2 matches, and Kota Ibushi, Cedric Alexander, I mean, it was just amazing. Cedric Alexander really broke out. I think that was his breakout performance. And I think he knew it. He was crying like a baby at the end of it. The crowds was chanting, let's sign Cedric. I mean, sign Cedric, you know, don't let him go. And Triple H came out to ignite. That was very cool on behalf of Triple H too. It was just a great episode. And what a great match. I don't want to take away from Tajiri versus Gran Metallic. Gran Metallic won that match, and that was a very good match as well. Also, all 5 people that I picked in my top 5 still in the tournament. I just want to put that out there. Go check the video at the PW Hustle YouTube channel. Professor, give me your thoughts on this, man. I thought it was excellent, man. Kota Ibushi, you know, he's a prime talent. He is my favorite wrestler in the whole world today. He's just excellent. And Cedric Alexander hung freaking move for move.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something else, dude.
No, I was not.
Cedric Alexander is hung.
Is. I never said the is. You inserted that.
I don't know, dude. Inserted.
Yeah,
sorry.
You did. You did that.
No. Cedric Alexander did.
And Cedric Alexander was hanging with him move for move, man. Move for move. And it was so good. He's so crisp. He so deserves to be signed to the WWE, in my personal opinion. Go ahead, Professor.
So hung.
Oh boy, can we change the subject, right? Please. Anyway, can I talk about the whole CWC until this point, or just these 2 matches in particular?
Do what you will, my man. Just give us your glorious opinion.
Okay, my glorious opinion is that the CWC has lived up to all of its expectations from the first round, even up to right now, except for 1 match. I think there's only 1 match that really did not deliver. It was really one of the most boring matches, and I hope. And knowing this, for all the people
in
the IWC, YWC,
can I ask what match that is?
I can tell you right now.
All
the
right.
Zack Sabre Jr. was the most boringest match out of all the matches in the CWC. This man, he was a piece of garbage. I don't even know what people see in this kid. You know, I just want to say this right now. This kid looks like. Get ready for this, IWC, YWC. He looks like a 17-year-old high school virgin dork. I don't know what anybody sees in him. You want to talk about a look. You want to talk about a look, IWC, YWC, that you all want to invest in? This guy has no look. Everybody else in the damn CWC have a better look and a better appeal. TJ Perkins has a better look.
Oh, yeah.
Jack Gallagher has a better look.
Oh, yeah.
Ho Loon has a better look.
No.
I mean, yeah, he does.
Actually, probably better look, yeah.
Yeah, he has a better look. He has a better dorky look than this Zack Sabre Jr. that everybody wants to clamor towards. And I hope that he's not in the finals with Kota Ibushi, who should win it, and I think is going to win it from what I've seen. But anyway, now that we get up to present day, Kota Ibushi and Cedric Alexander, I am very happy for Cedric Alexander. I've seen his career blossom since his days in the Ring of Honor with the CNC Wrestling Factory. I always thought that he had a little bit of a pizzazz, and he just needed a showcase to, you know, people to see those talents. And he's right there. And you know what? And for the fans to say, please sign Cedric, and Triple H responds to the fans, you know, that's a great thing. So even in a loss, Cedric Alexander won the CWC. I say that.
Absolutely. Very well put, man. I think... Yeah, man, that's a good way to put it. I think he's not winning the tournament, but he already won. It was his breakout performance. I won, you lost already. Yeah, man, he was just excellent. He was so good. And I was very happy for him. Go ahead, Ray.
This is what I think of Cedric Alexander.
Wonderful.
Seriously, that kid. I spoke about it. Shucks, I don't even know when I spoke about it. Was it last week or the previous week? Or anyway, I just been putting this kid over, man. He's just so good in so many different ways. Oh yeah, it was last week. I was doing my old podcast and I was talking about the dude did a freaking standing. Like, he didn't use the ropes. Like, he just used his amazing athleticism and calf muscles to hurl himself from the mat up into the air to do a 360. What was it?
Wasn't that Rick Swan that did that?
Was it Rick Swan?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was Rick Swan. He did standing 360.
Well then, who sounds like a total absolute idiot right now?
No, not an idiot. I think they all look alike. That's what you're trying to say.
Awkward. Wow. Awkward.
Unbelievable.
Hey, listen, Cedric Alexander is very good too, and I'm sure Cedric Alexander could pull off a 450, a standard 450 splash. I'm sure he can do it.
Cedric Alexander could do whatever the hell Cedric Alexander wants to do.
Absolutely.
But seriously, the whole thing with Triple H though, coming in and acknowledging. Anyway, it's all a work. It's all bull crap. Mm-hmm. Triple H, from what I know, actually hates this kid.
You lying, really?
And doesn't? No, yeah, I'm lying. I just made it up.
What the hell? Come on, you can't do stuff like that. I start thinking it's real. I'm like, really?
No. Seriously.
Like, that's breaking news right there.
No. All jokes aside, apparently Stephanie McMahon hates this kid, and there's a problem between her and Triple H because Triple H wants to sign him, and Stephanie McMahon does not want another BBC hanging around the locker room.
Serious?
No, he's not serious again. Idiot. Listen, this match was excellent. Okay, go watch it if you haven't watched it. If you haven't seen it already, it was amazing. I saw it today. Kota Ibushi's gonna win the tournament, man.
No, he's not.
And it's gonna be Kota Ibushi and Zack Sabre Jr. Just to rewind and talk about the Professor. See, I haven't seen so much of Zack Sabre Jr. I've seen I don't know, about 3 or 4 matches, and I was very excited to see him come in. Granted, his first round match wasn't the greatest, because there was so much hype behind it that, you were expecting something different or something more than what you got, I should say, and you didn't quite get that. So I get the frustration, but let's give this guy a little bit more time. I saw him wrestle Kurt Angle, and I thought it was amazing. I saw him wrestle AJ Styles, and I thought it was great. As far as the look, what's up, bro?
You know what, dude? I got to be honest with you. Zack Sabre Jr., he is one hell of an athlete. I'm going to give you this. Because to walk away with 22 gold medals in the Olympics is just freaking amazing.
Yes.
I think you're confusing him with Michael Phelps there, but that's okay. They all look alike, I guess, to you.
At least he didn't confuse him with Cedric Alexander. I wouldn't have been able to explain that one at all.
He's not the swimmer guy?
No.
No, but in all seriousness, Billy Ray, the reason that I said he has the worst match is because everybody in the CWC, there's an old expression, first impression it counts for something. And Zack Sabre Jr., his match against Tyson Dukes, whatever his name is, Dukes. I don't mean to disrespect his name.
Well, you did.
Well, I did, but
But he didn't mean it, Mr.
But Dukes. I didn't mean it as you have when you're confusing other people. Mm-hmm. Okay.
I'm like, Booker T was great in that match.
Exactly. Yeah, you may as well have said that.
But every other person in the CWC had put a lot of fire, put a lot of passion into their matches, and try to make the best first impression possible. So this way, people will A, remember them, and B, maybe want to sign them in the future Cruiserweight division on Monday Night Raw. And whether or not Zack Sabre Jr. wants to be signed with the WWE, that's another story for another day, because I've heard reports that he might not be signing anytime soon. So that's why I don't really think he's right.
I'm being real with you real quick. I know for a fact that Zack Sabre Jr. has some personal issues within his family. I'm not just making this up. Within his family, he has to finish a couple of things off where he does live in Europe, England. He lives in England, right?
Yeah.
All right. So he has to all right. There are a couple of things he has to finish off there. He has a couple of dates that he has to work. He's not going to sign with WWE for another year. I'm telling you that right now.
So in essence, you saw how Cedric Alexander took the CWC seriously. You saw all the other people take the CWC seriously, and I just didn't think that Zack Sabre Jr. is taking. I haven't seen the next match that he's gonna have, but that first match, like I said, was the most boring match out of the CWC.
He's playing it safe, dude. He's playing it safe, and he's playing it like someone who's already been signed, which he has basically. I think there is a handshake. Don't quote me on this, guys, but I do hear things, and I think that from what I hear, there's like kind of like a handshake agreement, verbal agreement. He's being allowed to take care of his business. I just hope the guy doesn't get hurt. A la Shelton Benjamin. That was horrible.
No, I think they're gonna sign up Zack Sabre Jr. quick, fast, man. And Will Ospreay, he's coming. He's coming to WWE in about a year. It's gonna happen.
No, he's not.
Why not?
He's not. Apparently, Vince McMahon doesn't like his face.
That's Christian. He doesn't like Christian's face.
Sorry.
Yeah. Very nice. Very nice pattern you've developed here.
What are you talking about?
Did you take your medication today? Okay. That says a lot. Anyway, go watch the CWC. It's been excellent with the exception of Zack Sabre Jr., according to the professor. I still haven't seen that one match. That's the only match I haven't seen. There you go. But
Sorry.
I like Zack Sabre Jr., so I'm not.
Wait a minute, Ray. Don't take the Viagra yet. We don't need to see that part.
Incredible.
Whoa. I don't need Viagra.
All right, I want to get into one more thing before we wrap here, man, because there was such a big deal done, right? They did this whole draft to do a brand split in the WWE, right? Talking about how SmackDown was going to be a revolutionary show and it was going to be on par with Raw and all this other stuff that they were talking. And first off, they got into a huge handicap on during the draft, and people are explaining it away by, Raw has 3 hours to fill, SmackDown only has 2, therefore they need less talent. All right, they may need less talent, but you also need the right talent because they had the worst talent put on SmackDown. I mean, not everybody, but you know what I mean. I mean, as far as scale here, I'm not being specific, I'm generalizing for all you guys out there, okay? So Raw is clearly, but before this whole draft went on, Vince McMahon kept putting over Raw as the juggernaut, the flagship. He kept saying it, drilling it. It's the juggernaut. It's the flagship. This is the show. SmackDown was already at a handicap. The draft happens. SmackDown is at a bigger handicap. And for the past 3 weeks, I mean, SmackDown has been putting together some decent shows. But let me say this. I think that it still comes off as a second-rate show.
No, I disagree with you.
I think that Raw is still highlighted, is still run, and is still pushed as the flagship. And I don't think they're pushed as equals. They're not. In my opinion, this is just my opinion, guys. I don't think they're pushed as equals at all. When I see SmackDown, I still think second rate. When I see them do a battle royal and they got the Ascension in there trying to battle
that was 3 weeks ago, Billy Ray.
It's still the depth of their roster. Like their roster hasn't changed in 3 weeks. It's still thin. And that's what I mean by it. Like the Ascension is going for a singles title. You know, it's like, come on. Yeah, it's just laughable to me. You know, I mean, they've done some stuff right. The Eva Marie stuff is classic, very, very good. You get A's for that.
No, that's no. Hold on. That Eva Marie thing, they screwed it up from the very beginning. All right, this week, because apparently, like her top comes off, and then we see nothing. How does that work for me?
Well, you know, there are FCC rules, Ray.
Yes, Ray.
What does hockey have to do with anything?
Those pills. Take another one. Yeah. So I just think that Raw is still pushed as a bigger show. It's a better show. And they have all the talent on Raw. The future's on Raw. Who's gonna close? Who's gonna be the main event at SummerSlam, man? It's certainly not gonna be Dolph Ziggler and Dean Ambrose. It might be Brock Lesnar, but you know what? I'll tell you this: Seth Rollins and Finn Balor are gonna steal that show. I mean, that's not brain surgery. I don't have a crystal ball in front of me to predict that, but they're gonna steal that show, man. That's gonna be the top thing talked about after SummerSlam, and what's it gonna translate to? It's gonna translate to Monday Night Raw. You know,
listen.
Go ahead, bro.
Listen, dude. I just want to really quickly interject because that main event that you think is going to happen in SmackDown, I know we're only a week away or a week and a half away. It's going to change. I have a feeling that Bray Wyatt gets involved. This will be a triple threat match.
And it still will play second fiddle to Seth Rollins and Finn Balor.
You think so?
Yeah, definitely. It's still. I mean, that's the highest profile match. People are not going to say, "Oh, I really want to see that 3-way match with Dean Ambrose." No, they really want to see Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor. That's what people really want to see. And they may want to see Brock Lesnar and Randy Orton. And here's another thing. I got a couple of gripes I want to get off my chest before I go to you guys. Right? There's Mauro Ranallo who he needs to stop with the pop culture references because it's really getting.
Oh my God!
All right,
I know what you're talking about.
You don't have to do that, man.
Oh, look at her! She's twerking in the ring.
Oh, man.
Shut up.
On the CWC, he said something. It's the dumbest thing. He was like, I forgot what rapper he was quoting, and he was like, he's macho, he's man like macho, or some nonsense. I forgot what rapper he was trying to quote. But regardless, it's stupid. Stop it. You're so good. You don't need to do that.
They have beef like Eminem and Drake. Yeah, shut up.
Some nonsense like that. Just stop, please. Just stop. You don't need to do that.
Act your age.
Yeah,
God.
but it just seems like a second-rate show to me, man. And I thought it'd be better than this. I thought it would at least be put on the same pedestal. You know how they say perception is everything? Well, like you can see a TNA show and you'd be like, wow, this was excellent. But then the perception of those who don't watch TNA are like, okay, TNA sucks because that's what they have that's what's been pre-programmed in their minds. SmackDown's been under people's shoes for so long. They need to really do a job at rehabilitating that brand. And I don't think they're doing the best they can at it, man. I just don't. Professor, give me something, and then we'll go to Ray, okay?
No, let Ray go first. I think he's ready.
All right, Ray, come on.
Because give me a second with my thing.
Okay.
SmackDown Live. Anyway, dude, SmackDown's been a better show the last 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. Period. Okay. I'm enjoying the pace of SmackDown. I'm enjoying the actual matches. I'm enjoying the less talking, and even when they did talk a week ago, I thought their talking was better than Raw. So, honestly, to be real with you, all right, after 3 weeks, right? We're doing this is the third week already.
Yeah.
Okay. So obviously, Raw took week 1. Week 2, I thought it was pretty even Stevens, to be honest with you. And week 3, I think SmackDown was a much better show. I think SmackDown's getting better. I understand what you're saying. Listen, here's the deal. Raw will always be the flagship of the WWE. That's the way it is. It is what it is. That's like saying that, oh, man, WrestleMania. I was saying like, oh, yeah, what would you rather go? Would you rather go to SummerSlam or would you rather go to WrestleMania? Honestly. We would go to WrestleMania because WrestleMania is the granddaddy of them all. It's the marquee event. Even though the matches may not be the best this year, at WrestleMania, but apparently SummerSlam's, the card from top to bottom is going to be one of the greatest SummerSlams of all time. I think it's going to be like 10, 11 matches, right?
I have no idea.
Give or take.
Give or take. That's right. So they already have 9 booked. So think about that. But yeah, man. Listen. All I want is good product. I could care less which show is better than the other, to be honest with you. If one week Raw is good and then the next week Raw is good and or SmackDown is better, then so be it, dude. Like why are we complaining? I mean, we're getting back-to-back days of wrestling.
I think I should clarify. Just to get my point across a little better. I'm not talking about the in-ring action in these things. I'm not talking about who's producing a better show. I'm talking about perception here. That's all I'm talking about. Like they sold this to us as if SmackDown was going to be completely rehabilitated and be on the same level with Raw, and that's clearly not the case. I think they are prioritizing Monday Night Raw and not really caring about SmackDown. Now, maybe the in-ring product might be better from some weeks to different weeks, but it's still the second-rate show. I mean, does anybody know what the ratings are on SmackDown as opposed to Raw?
I was looking for it, man. I didn't see. I couldn't find it. I was actually looking for it like a while ago.
Usually Raw does like the 3s, but they kind of hit a snag this past Monday. It's like 2.9 million viewers. SmackDown does about 2.2 million, I think.
You know what I think?
You know what I think?
You know what I think of SmackDown?
Wonderful. You know, I just think they sold it to us in a different way, and SmackDown will continue to be the stepchild. That's just what I'm trying to say. Will SmackDown put out better shows than Raw on the case? Yeah, Raw's not that good 9 times out of 10. You know, the fact that they had that great show week 1 of the new era isn't an outlier for everything that's going to happen moving forward. 3 hours is too much to fill. So that's the only thing that SmackDown actually has over Raw. It's 2 hours rather than 3. You know, so it's a faster paced show, and there's less time to fill. So,
well, Billy Ray.
Yeah, man.
To go on your point, it's like, how can you rehabilitate about maybe 5 years of saying, well, what SmackDown did?
That's what I mean.
They've always treated it like that stepchild, as you said. They treated their writing like a stepchild, where it was very hokey. It was very like, I'm so, it's just SmackDown. No one's really watching it. And they had no pressure on it when it was on Sci-Fi Network because, are you going to channel surf to Sci-Fi Network to watch a wrestling show? No, that's what happened. Now they moved it to USA Network, and now, it's, I'm not going to say it's not all WWE's fault, but you know what? You had SmackDown in all these places, and now you put it back on USA Network. There's a lot of pressure on WWE to put a quality program there. So what do? They have to now go live because of the ratings. Now they have to give it a little bit of meaning because it's live. They have to give it respect and credibility like it's a 1-1/8 show, and you can't do that in 3 weeks. No way, no way. You can't do that. It's gonna take a year, but you know what? If that's stepchild reference, like you said, Billy Ray, after a year, then they go back into like they merge everything together again. And you have a unification title between the Universal Champion and the WWE Champion in a year's time, then it was all for naught. So that's the thing. You're right, Billy, right? It is the stepchild until there's consistency with SmackDown Live and there's a commitment with SmackDown Live. And you know what? And the one thing I have to say is 3 people from the Raw roster should have never been drafted to Raw. That would be Cesaro, that would be Sami Zayn, and that would be Kevin Owens. They don't belong on Raw. They belong on SmackDown. They could have been pillars of the SmackDown brand. They could have moved to that upper echelon, upper mid card to main event status. But no, Raw needed all that talent. And now look at the example of Sami Zayn. Without Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn is lost in the shuffle. What is he doing? He ain't doing nothing right now. They're not booking him for anything. And then everybody's going to blame WWE for not booking Sami Zayn back. You're holding Sami Zayn back. But why didn't you put him on SmackDown where you could have all these great matches with Apollo Crews and AJ Styles and Bray Wyatt and whatsoever? But, like you said, Billy Ray, Raw was the pillar.
Absolutely.
Raw was the flagship.
And it was
they should have put them on Smack, and they didn't draft them accordingly. Right? That's my gripe.
Well, that was the point I'm trying to make. You might have made it better than I did. Yeah, Finn Balor I think should have been on SmackDown if they were serious about it, for one. But they weren't. So that's why he's on Raw. And another thing I want to talk about. It's already happening. They're already. And people are like, oh my God, it's a SummerSlam match or whatever. It's already interpromotional. Okay. It's already happening. And it just is only 3 weeks in. Okay, there's already people showing up on different shows. Why was Daniel Bryan on Raw? I have no idea. He was just there. And this was this week. He was just there. I had no idea. Anyway.
He was invited by the GM Mick Foley.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think he should be anywhere near there. Anyway. So,
if you want to be honest, I'm sorry.
All right. Quick.
If you want to be honest, I want to ask you guys' opinion. I don't mind Daniel Bryan being the GM of SmackDown. I think that was needed, to put some fire. He has that fire, that passion. He makes me want to watch SmackDown Live. But on the GM side of Raw, I love Mick Foley, but you know what? That's the wrong choice. That was the wrong choice, in my opinion.
Right. I think Mick Foley needs to be deleted.
Delete. Delete Broken Matt. Anyway, check this out. This has been Big Slam Nation, OneWrestling.com. Make sure you check out all the other programming right here on One Wrestling. We got OKAYFABE doing SmackDown. We got my man FAMEBLACK doing Raw. We got Bill Schuyler covering TNA. You know, we got the After Chats with Mr. Bill Apter. And, of course, this is Big Slam Nation. Make sure you check us out over at the PW Hustle YouTube channel. I want to give a big shout out to A-Track Brown, the dirtiest of the city. Of course, the Professor Anthony Quintana, all the way from Bombay, New Jersey. Big Ray, OneWrestling.com staple. And, of course, my name is Billy Ray Valentine, man. Have a good day. Have a great night whenever you're watching this.
Hey, don't forget about Bill Schuyler, FAMEBLACK, and the rest of the crew, man.
I think I mentioned them already. You need to go to bed. We're gonna wrap this. Big Ray needs to go to sleep, man. Yo, take it easy.
Take more pills. Where's my pills? Pills.
Peace, everybody.